You think you know your iPhone's accessibility settings? Now think again. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 iPhone accessibility features that you've probably never even used, even if you consider yourself a tech-savvy user. These aren't just tips, they are game-changing tricks that can improve productivity, usability, and even give you new ways to control your device, especially if you're into tech that empowers everyone. First, we'll cover voice-based and touch alternatives that you didn't even know were baked into iOS. Then I'll show you accessibility shortcuts hiding in plain sight. And finally, I'll drop some advanced settings that even power users overlook. You'll walk away with new tools to make your iPhone smarter, faster, and more personal. Let's dive in. One of the most underrated features on your iPhone is Backtap. And when you pair it with accessibility shortcuts, you unlock a whole new level of control that most people completely overlook. Think of it like creating your own hidden control center. Start by going to Settings, Accessibility Shortcut, where you can pick powerful tools like Magnifier for zooming in on small text, VoiceOver for screen reading, or even sound recognition if you want your iPhone to alert you to important noises like alarms or doorbells. Once you've selected your shortcuts, head to Settings, Accessibility, Touch, Backtap, and assign either a double tap or triple tap on the back of your phone to trigger them. From then on, all it takes is a quick tap on the back of your phone to launch any of those tools. No swiping, no digging through menus. If you are often in a loud environment, you wear headphones a lot, or you're hard of hearing, this next feature is a game changer. Your iPhone can actually listen for important sounds like a doorbell, a crying baby, or even a fire alarm and send you an instant notification when it hears them. To set it up, go to Settings, Accessibility, Sound Recognitions. Once you enable it, you can choose exactly which sounds you want your iPhone to recognize, from household noises to emergencies. What's incredible is that this all runs in the background. You don't need to keep an app open or do anything extra. Your phone just listens passively and steps in when something important happens. It's like having an extra layer of awareness, especially in situations where sound might not be enough. Whether you're working in a studio with loud gear, on the move with noise canceling earbuds, or just want a little extra peace of mind, this feature quietly has your back. You can use voice commands to run complex shortcuts hands free, turning your iPhone into a fully voice driven assistant. First, open up Settings, Accessibility, Vocal Shortcuts, and toggle it on. Next, go to the Add Action button and tap it. Give your action a phrase like morning briefing or start workout. Then, under Action, choose the action and select the action you want. Take a note that this will not work if your voice control feature is not activated. Now, whenever you say a custom phrase, whether Hey Siri morning briefing or just the phrase itself with voice control active, your iPhone will execute the entire shortcut. Because this runs via voice control, it works even with your screen locked and without touching Hey Siri. However, bear in mind that ambient noise can sometimes interfere, and very long or complex shortcuts may take a moment to execute. It also requires a bit of initial setup in the Shortcuts app to define the exact actions you want. Now, a pro tip: if you combine vocal shortcuts with backtap or assistive touch triggers, you can run voice commands or tap shortcuts depending on the situation. Your iPhone includes a system wide zoom feature that lets you magnify any part of the screen without relying on photo specific gestures. To enable it, open Settings, Accessibility, Zoom, and switch the toggle on. Once activated, a three-finger double tap will zoom in on the area beneath your fingers, and you can drag with three fingers to pan across the enlarged view. Now, the zoom function works across all apps and content, making it easier to read small text in documents, inspect detailed elements in apps, or view map labels without zooming the entire app interface. For additional control, you can enable the zoom controller option in the same menu. This adds an on-screen control panel where you can adjust the zoom level or follow the keyboard automatically, providing a more tailored viewing experience. Voice control lets you navigate your iPhone and run commands entirely with your voice, no touch required. To set it up, open Settings, Accessibility, Voice Control, and toggle Voice Control on. Your iPhone will download a Smile file and start listening for commands. From here, you can say things like Open Safari, scroll down, or tap Next, and your device will carry out the action. You can also create custom commands by going to Customize Commands, Create New Command, assigning a phrase, and choosing an action like Run Shortcut or Adjust Volume or Show Home Screen. This turns complex workflows, launching apps, dictating messages, or controlling smart home devices into simple voice triggers. If these accessibility features blew your mind so far, wait until you try them out. Comment below if you've used any of these features before, or if you discovered something totally new. And if you want more deep dive tricks like this, save this video and stick around. AssistiveTouch places a virtual button on your screen that lets you perform hardware actions like taking a screenshot, adjusting volume, or switching apps without using physical buttons or complex gestures. To enable it, go to Settings, Accessibility, Touch, AssistiveTouch, and switch it on. From there, tap Customize top level menu to add or remove actions such as screenshot, volume up and down, app switcher, or even custom shortcuts to match your most used controls. Because the Assistive Touch button floats above all your apps, it's always within reach without relying on hardware buttons. Helpful if your side button is unresponsive or you prefer on-screen controls. However, the on-screen button can sometimes obscure content and accidental taps may interrupt your workflow. Some users also find the extra overlay visually distracting. Now, a pro tip, you can adjust the button's opacity and size in Assistive Touch settings to make it less intrusive while still keeping essential controls readily available. Head tracking lets you control an on-screen pointer and trigger actions using simple head and facial movements, no touch required. To set it up, open Settings, Accessibility, Head Tracking, and toggle it on. Tap Customize Gestures, then assign moves like raise eyebrows or smile to actions such as tap or scroll. You can also adjust pointer speed and dwell time to fine-tune how responsive it feels. When active, your iPhone's front camera tracks your hand movements to move the pointer and perform the gestures you've set. So you could nod to select an option or look left and right to pan a map. However, it constantly uses the camera, which can impact battery life and performance. Now, it may struggle in low light conditions or feel tiring during prolonged use. Some users also find the pointer harder to control precisely than touch input. Accessibility features in iOS aren't only for users with specific needs. There are some of the most versatile, underused tools that can make your iPhone feel tailor made, from head controlled navigation to invisible backtap shortcuts. These settings boost productivity, simplify common tasks, and give you more control over your device. If you found these tips helpful, don't miss my next video on hidden Apple Watch features you didn't even know existed. It's packed with equally powerful tricks to supercharge your workflow. Now, which one of today's accessibility tricks will you try first? And would you like a full walkthrough on building a productivity focused accessibility shortcut setup? Let me know in the comments down below. That was it for me today, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.